Are you wondering, how do I have a good relationship with myself? Well, today I'm going to talk about one aspect of that, and that is self-awareness. Why is it important? How can I practice it? And what can it do for me? Hi, I'm Heidi Lynn, and welcome to Harnessing Life. Before we get started, please remember to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so you can get notified when I upload new videos every Monday. Why is self-awareness important? Well, you cannot know yourself without some level of self-awareness. Without self-awareness, you won't have a solid inner foundation. Also, you never have to question, who am I? Because you know where you are now, you can accept that, and you have goals for what you want to be and who you want to be in the future. So you know where you're going, and you know where you are on that continuum. Now let's talk about practicing self-awareness. There are lots of different aspects to be aware of in oneself, and today we're going to talk about 8 of them. You would need to be aware of emotions, your own emotions, and the emotions that others bring into an interaction. If you have an interaction that is very emotional for you, that could be your own emotions, but it could also be energy coming from another person. And you can practice self-awareness so you know what those emotions are and who is bringing those emotions into the interaction. When you know what those are and who's bringing them, and you can accept yourself for where you are, only then can you begin to work on those emotions and to change the emotions you use in your interactions. In the beginning, just being aware is okay. If you have a bad interaction, it doesn't mean you're a bad person or that you failed or that you're never going to be able to improve. It just means that's where you are right now, and that is okay. Just be aware of it, make a plan for the next time, and move on. You also need to be aware of your own judgments of yourself and your own judgments of others. As part of life, we judge other people and we judge ourselves. We don't always take into account facts. We don't know what another person has been through. Other people don't know what we have been through. So those judgments we need to be aware of, whether they are harsh judgments or whether they are judgments such as, this person is toxic or this person is unsafe and I need to find a way to protect myself or to get out of the relationship, or this person is great, I need to be in that relationship. Whatever the judgments are, we need to be aware of those judgments. Another aspect of self-awareness is tone of voice. Sometimes we have habits in our voice that stem from childhood, and we speak a certain way, and sometimes that creates barriers or boundaries with others that we need to be aware of. I like to call this next one true intentions. So you can be aware of your true intentions. Are you a people pleaser? Why? Are you empathic? You feel everyone's emotions around you? Why? Are you codependent? Why? Are you someone who has a hard time saying no? Why? Be aware of these things so that if you want to change them, you can, but you have to have a starting place so you know what you need to change and you know how you can get there. Also, your facial expressions, they can say a lot. So we can be aware of our facial expressions and our body tension. Sometimes when we're talking to specific people, if that person stresses us out, we can get really tense. We need to be aware of that so that we don't make our bodies into a constant form of tension. Now, that's really hard to do if you're in a toxic relationship, because that can be a method of coping. But if you are out of a toxic relationship, be aware of relaxing your body, relaxing your shoulders, relaxing your neck. Also be aware of when you have interactions with others, when you start to tense up. And notice that you start to tense and question why. Why am I tensing? Am I stressed? Is this person causing me stress? Is this person causing me angst? Am I uncomfortable with what we're talking about? Questions like that can lead to self-awareness. Also, body movements and responding versus reacting. Reacting is an action. It's doing something without thought, but responding is when you take a step back, think about what you're going to say,
and then respond, or think about what you're going to do and then respond, either with speaking or with an action. Responding is a much healthier way of communicating rather than reacting. So what does being self-aware look like? When you have an interaction with someone, you would, after the interaction, think about what happened, what was said, how you felt, what you did, what the other person did, how they may have felt, and analyze that to help yourself decide how to move forward the next time. It can be a lot of work, and it can seem so overwhelming in the beginning. But as you do this more, as you practice it, it becomes easier the more you do it. You can think to yourself, was that a response or was that a reaction? What can I change next time to be better or more sympathetic or more authentic or whatever your goal is at the time? Self-awareness can also look like intentionally doing something to match your goals. So if you have a goal to make some friends authentically, so practice talking to new people and be aware of the interaction and how it's going. So what can self-awareness do for you? Let me tell you. When you are aware of your inner workings, you can mold your character to be whatever you want. Self-awareness allows you to feel free from the influence of others. You are you because you want to be you, and that is powerful. Self-awareness also brings clarity to relationships. So when an argument happens, or a disagreement, or a conflict in a relationship, if you are self-aware, you can talk about deep things in a relationship, and you can have conflict, disagreements, and it's okay, because you are aware of where your feelings are coming from, and you're not reacting, you're responding. And that also helps the other person. If they're not self-aware, it helps them to, as long as they're not a toxic person or a narcissist, they're a healthy person, a person of the general public, it will help them to calm down and to also have a healthy discussion. Not always, but often it will help. And especially in close relationships, it brings clarity. Check out the link in the description below for a self-awareness check. There's questions that you can answer to promote self-awareness, and you can put your name and date it, so you can do it over and over again over a period of time and see how your answers change. So be sure to download that. Also, comment below other ways of being self-aware. I hope you liked today's video, and I hope you share it with your family and friends. Until next time, bye.